Welcome back to Wave 3 Listens. If you're in an unfortunate car accident, you want someone who is not only compassionate, but someone who genuinely cares, someone who's on your case, who gives you that one-on-one that you really need. You need the car wreck attorney. You need Jim Desmond, who joins me now. Jim, welcome into the show. Thank you for coming in. I'm going to go ahead and open up with a big kahuna question, okay? So the big kahuna is, what separates you from other injury lawyers? What makes you different, Jim?
I use my cell phone. Believe it or not, you'd think I've done it for 15 years, and you would think other attorneys would pick it up and grab it and use it because it's a good idea. Your client, you want them to be able to get hold of you. So my cell phone goes out to all my clients. It's all over the net. My clients have been pretty good about it, honestly, very respectful. But they can reach me on weekends and nights. They can text me. You know, right now it's turned off, but when I get out here and I'm driving away from your studio, it's, again, I can start catching up and talking to my clients directly. Because, again, why should they deal with a paralegal or a secretary? They're paying for an attorney. They're not paying for, you know, a case manager. So, sorry, I sound a little snotty about that, but that's how I feel.
I want you to have that attitude, because if I'm your client, I want you to say, hey, you don't have to deal with anyone but me, because you're the guy I want to talk to. So I appreciate that. I really do.
Because we're the ones that, I mean, we're the ones with the experience, the attorneys, okay? And that's one of the problems. The biggest complaint against attorneys is not malpractice, it's lack of communication. So why shouldn't your client be able to reach you directly and get his questions answered? Because, you know, you've brought up in the beginning the question, if you've not been in a car accident, which luckily is 80% of us, let's say, okay, it's new territory. So what do you want more than anything else is you want somebody there to answer your questions, and you can't do that unless you're talking to the attorney directly and he's saying, hey, this is what the situation is and this is my plan on how to handle it.
Now, I have gathered that you have been on both sides. You've been with a large law firm,
I have.
And now you're doing it on your own. Tell me the reason why you decided to do that. Was it because you saw the need for a little bit more of a one-on-one relationship with the client? Is that what it was, Jim?
Absolutely. Well, and my clients are great, okay? One way I have not had to advertise a lot over the years because I've got a lot of repeat business from clients or their family or their friends. But again, that's because they can reach me directly. The large law firms, I'm very critical of, okay? If somebody says, hey, I don't want to go to Desmond, that's fine. I'll tell you to go to another good small attorney. Because when you go to with a big law firm, okay, you're a number, all right? When I came into that law firm, I was one of two other attorneys handling these caseloads, and we had 4 paralegals reporting to us, okay? So we had 400 files being handled in a situation where each paralegal had about 100 files. That's too much for one attorney, and you can't deal with your client directly and know that. Now, don't get me wrong, my clients will call me sometimes and they'll ask me a question and I'll try to go off memory. I'll say, no, let me get in front of the computer first, because that's normal. But at least they can get hold of you.
When you market, and you don't do a lot of it, but what you do is you do blogs, you do podcasts, and you educate clients on what they need to know. That's important to you, isn't it? Because you don't want to blindside someone. Here's the way it works. I'm going to tell you exactly what you can expect. That kind of thing, right?
Right. Well, and that's part of it, too. This is the problem with the TV advertisers, again, is that they all make it sound like I'm going to get you a check.
Right.
Okay, well, first of all, that's only half the game, because if I get you a large check over here for a personal injury claim and everybody eats it up over here, what good did I do? Nothing, right? So a good personal injury attorney here has 2 roles. But the other thing is, no matter who the attorney is, the question is, what do you have in place before the accident happens? Because what people don't understand is that the law tries to be fair, but it doesn't succeed. So if you go out, well, let me use myself as an example instead, because I don't want to do that to you, John. If you go out and or I go out and I get in a bad car accident and I lose my left arm in it, if we're hit by somebody driving a 1980 Chevy Citation, we're in trouble, because probably they have very little insurance or no insurance. Okay, the state minimum in Kentucky is $25,000 per person. That means they can have that little amount of insurance, even though your damages, or my damages more correctly, are up here. Follow me?
I got you.
That same accident, you get hit by a commercial tractor trailer, we won't have those issues. But it all depends on what you put on your own insurance policy first. And if you don't know what to put on there, then you kind of leave yourself a little bit vulnerable. My clients are always funny because they hear me preach about this all the time, and I even say, look, give me a copy of your declarations page now, a year from now, 2 years, I don't care. I'll mark it up and show you what I think you need. Now, granted, my advice is only for the 10% of the really horrendous accidents, but the problem we have is we all try to plan for disability, nursing homes, retirement, and all of a sudden we get into an accident, and it wasn't our fault, and we don't have the right insurance, and we're off 6 months from work, and we're in doo-doo land because of somebody else's actions.
Doo-doo land. See, you've educated me, but you didn't go over my head. Thank you very much. Jim Desmond, once again, let's put the information up on the screen. He is the car wreck attorney, and there's a reason, because he is knowledgeable, and it is one-on-one. Again, Jim Desmond, there's the information.